Hello, thanks for your inquiry on the camper. Just brought it out for a test drive for you, but we're going to go and find somewhere to set it up as well very quickly for you. So I'll go for a quick spin to start off. Battery has been replaced, brand new starter battery. Obviously we'll get onto the leisure battery after, so there's no issue starting wise. One of the key weaknesses that we found on these cars is the front suspension, which we have had sorted out. We've had the top mounts done, drop plates, I think maybe one or two other bits and pieces I'd have to double check. But there's absolutely no knocks, bangs, rattles, anything like that. The tracking is absolutely bang on centre. There's no wondering. The brakes are absolutely perfect as well. And as you probably are already aware, the economy on these things is fantastic. You get so many miles to the gallon. And there's plenty of power as well. You can sit comfortably at 75 mile an hour on the motorway, no issue whatsoever. The clutch has also been changed. When we got the car, the clutch wasn't terrible, but it's what I'd call suspect. You know, maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles left in it. It was a bit clunky, so we've had that replaced. Gearbox is lovely and smooth in all the gears. On reverse gear, you get the dash cam activated, and you can see, I don't know if you can get on there, but you can see there's a forward-facing camera that sits on the back of the mirror, and there's also the rear view camera there. We can change that so it doesn't come up while we're driving somehow. Yeah. And we can cycle through the cameras or turn them off. When you go in reverse, obviously the rear camera is activated. The controls in the front, by the way, I don't know if you saw on the pictures, but you've got a plug in the 12 volt socket here. So if I press that on, that immediately gives us the, obviously we're driving, so that's the alternator battery. It's kicking out 14.4 volts. That wire, that cable there leads down to this splitter down at the bottom, and in there we've got 3 ports, 3 12 volt sockets, and we've got 4 USB sockets. That is only turned on when this button's pressed just here. Also the fridge is hooked up already to that. There's a switch just down here on the fridge where you can turn it on. You can either have it as a warmer or you can have it as a cooler. So if you go to the chippy and you want to keep your fish and chips warm, you can do that, as well as chill your beans, as it were. Alright, so we're going to set the camper up now for you, show you how quick it is. For the boring bits I will speed it up a little bit, but just to show you how easy it is. So the first thing we do is remove the rear headrest. At the minute we've got the car set up as a 5-seater car, obviously with all the seats up and stuff, so we've got to get rid of those seats to make it into a camper, as it were. So we'll pop out all the 3 rear seats, and then these seats fold totally flat. So we put them down, and then just give them a little shove and they lock into place. From here, by the way, if you did want to move the seats more forward, out of the roads, if you wanted to get something bigger in the back, they do flip right the way forward, like so, and that's locked into place. You can, from here, you can actually remove the seats, so you know it does work as a van as well. It's a little red clip down here, just undo that and then it will fold flat again. So from here, so when we're converting it, we need to take all the cushions out. Put these armrests up here and tilt these seats forward. And then from here we can fold this whole thing up and out. So this piece underneath folds out. Where is this piece? This piece here. So now we're basically in the recliner mode, so you can use this as a seat. You can put the table up, and you can just chill in here. So we'll just pull this. This acts as a tabletop as well. Here, and then we can put the cushions back in. So now we're in camper mode, so obviously we can use this as a table now if we want. We can get in, we can lounge around. If we want to convert this down to a bed, whip the table off, under there, slide that to the back, and then there we are. So with the back we need to recline the seats a little bit more forward, just to get the right angle so that we can have a flat bed space. Okay, and then it's just a case of angling this piece of wood underneath to ensure that it's flat. That just sits there, and once there's weight on there, that doesn't move at all. You can see when we're in, so there is a pivot point in the middle. The length of this bed is 6'2". I'm 5'11". I've got plenty of space in here. Easily accommodate 2 adults. There we go. So under here we've got a cupboard. At the minute we've got our kettle, electric hookup, and we've got our water tank under there. And then on this side we've got our pull-out cooker. The safety feature here, you can't close the drawer with the gas on, if you like. So we need to flick this down if you want to use the cooker, and then you just spin this round and there you go, cooker's on. You must flip this back up in order to close the drawer again. There's a space under there. At the minute we've got this collapsible cool bag and a frying pan under there, but clearly you can use that space for whatever you like. Also on this side there's a worktop. There's a collapsible sink which is in the roof at the minute, in the roof box, but obviously you can use this shelf for that or whatever you like. The cupboards on the side, they're lockable, so they're not going to fly up. Keep those, so you can put whatever you want in there. In terms of the leisure battery and what that's connected up to at the minute, we've got these lights on the back, so there's a switch just here, and we've got 2 lights, and then we've got a strip across the back. Also just next to this switch for the lights we've got a magic red button, and we've put that in because when you press that, the boot locks. Otherwise there's no way to open the boot from inside the car. We've also got 2 12-volt USB ports there with a voltmeter. You can see our leisure battery is very healthy at the minute, 12.6 volts. And then next to that we've got a light switch here, and that's for these 2 main lights. The 2 main lights, you can open these flaps and angle them backwards if you want to reduce the light inside to act as a dimmer. The leisure battery itself, I'll just show you very quickly, is under the passenger seat. You can see it just down there. So it's a deep cycle 26 amp hour leisure battery that's come off a mobility scooter. It's brand new. It's covered by some felt under there, but the fuse box and VSR unit, the split charge unit, is all housed under there on a piece of ply, so it's all nice and tidy. The fuse box has got 6 ports on it. We've used 2 of them, or no, 3 of them. 1 for each set of lights and 1 for the USB ports. There's 3 remaining, so if you wanted to add a fan or any other sort of small appliance, you could do that quite easily. We put the USB ports here next to the net so that you can put whatever you're charging in the net, just to put it out of the way. Okay, so me and Stu will demonstrate the awning. It's really quick and easy to put up. It's much easier with two people, although Stuart has managed to do it on his own. Quite funny, really. So these poles twist to unlock. Put them on the deck, twist to lock.
You hold these.
So there we have the awning. It's really, really quick and simple. I think that was under a minute, that.
Yeah. Record.
Just show. Whilst I've got the keys in my hand, I'll show you as well, there's two keys for the vehicle, both remote, both work, and there's also two keys on there for the roof box. So a little lock there. There's also a lock on the front, so you just flick that open. And then in here we've got all sorts of different stuff, sleeping bag, awning. This is the guy ropes for the side awning. Emergency kit with fire extinguisher, pots, pans, cups, all the rest of it in there. And that sink I was talking about is over at the back. So easily enough space in there to accommodate all your accessories. The rear awning is in here. Obviously there's plenty of space to house it in there. We won't put it up for you right now, but just to explain, there's two options for it. So it can be a freestanding tent. So if you put the tent here and then you can open the big door, put it over there, tie it with guy ropes or magnets, whatever you want, and then you've got an open space here for when you're doing your cooking. Or you can actually open the door. You can put the tent snug up to the car and then open the door inside. So the hatch is the same size as the boot, and there's a lip at the bottom, so it's airtight all the way around. So then the tent is effectively an extension to the car as a changing room or whatever you like. Obviously we won't demonstrate that now. You've seen the pictures of it. Probably takes about two people, maybe 20 minutes to put the tent up, I'd say, something like that. We also have these thermal blinds. So there's one of these for each window, and on one side they're black. On one side they're black, on one side they are reflective. So you can use them to keep the heat out of the vehicle, or you can use them to keep the heat inside the vehicle, depending on, you know, what temperature it is at the minute. These fits really snug around the edge of the windows as well, so no light comes through.